Yeah, I can get you.
Okay. So, hi everyone. My name is Adela Lawal. I work for Alu. So, Aluvium is a UK-based company, and we work more with Jira and Atlassian tools, basically, and more of Python. So, in Alluvium, we have more of tasks that we do within the company. Strictly, we do basic migrations. As we know, Atlassian is no longer supporting server instances. So everyone needs to move to the cloud or you go to the data center. So this way we come in as a middleman to come in and help the companies, help teams to move their data from the server instances, not to lose their data and not to get supported with, should in case if they have any issue or if they encounter any problem. So for my team, I work with the migration team, and we have series of migrations to do, like assisting the client. So it has to be a go as I'm here. I don't want any of my data being lost. Take me the way I am, just to the way I want to go to. So it's just a process in which has to be achieved. So as customer smiling. So at Alluvium, that's our key goal of promoting and letting the customer feel comfortable, feel wish like release their data to us and get us to work. So Alluvium also has been the one that has been the stepping stones for me to like more use more of Atlassian tools. So we use more of Jira, Confluence, Bitbucket, Stash, like that. So it's been going on and on like that, and they've been the one like putting us through on the processes so far. So today I'll be talking about managing your task efficiently with Jira, and a minute I'll be sharing my screen now. Okay, so if I'm talking too fast or you mix up something, please just call my attention back. Yeah, I'll be ready to respond. Okay, so please can we see my screen? I don't know if Louise is here. So, managing your tax efficiently with Jira. So, let's start with the background story of how do we manage tax earlier on back in the days where our parents, our forefathers were like, okay, they also have tasks to do. How do they manage their task? They also manage it somehow. So some people use paper pen, some people use chalks like on the board, mark out tasks for people to do, but now the exposure has gone there. Like with just few clicks, we can have everything done within very few moments. But using paper and pen, how is that easy? So I have 20 people on my team, and out of these 20 people, I want to give out tasks to the 20 of them. So how do I share out the tasks between them? I have to start writing out um let me say person A, this is your task for the day in a paper. Person B, this is your task. Then how do we collaborate? Once the task is completed, how do we have to like follow up or I start chatting you up? Okay, are you done? Really, it's just kind of really weird, but it was just their own way of planning and explaining this process and made it much more easier for us to like have this management thing going in on. Um, so today with just few clicks, we have Jira standing up to like support so many companies right now. So with Jira, all you just have to do is do some few clicks, raise up your ticket. When your tickets are raised, create your issues, and you have someone else pick it up. Okay, that's mine. Everyone gets a notification, and you just get the job done. So instead of us going through the paper and pen process, we just have the um, Atlassian tool to like come up and fit into those processes and made it much more very very much easier. So what's project management? So project management basically you have how do you like out of those series of projects, how do you want to do it? How do you want to manage your task? How do you want to go through all those processes without being bothered? So project management, so we say, as I said here, is a breeze to manage tasks regardless of the type, the complexity, size, of the region. So um we have people from different regions. You can't reach them at the same time. How do you go about like reaching out to them from different regions? So what you have to do is create a ticket, assign a ticket to the user of whatever region the person is, depending on the size, the task, or what to do. The person just picks up the task and get the job done. It also helps with task management. So we're having series of tasks. So like, okay, from the dev team down to the design team, they have to pick up a particular process to do. How do they go about it? How do we like estimate the time, track the process, schedule the reporting, and this makes work much more efficient. But with the tool in which we have in process, we are talking about today, and that is Jira. So if you're planning my project management with Jira, then this is basically it for you. So I'll be taking us through a process on how um, Jira is being used, on how you can document your process, on how you can track your work, manage your time efficiently when you're working with Jira. So basically with Jira, so I have 10 projects in which the company is working with. So on these 10 projects, I am to assign tasks for these 10 projects in different processes. So for person A has to have is working on the 10 projects. How do I like raise tickets for that person? This project has to come on different parts. So for each project on Jira, you have to have a project particularly for the 10 projects. So for project A, we create a project, let's call it project ask. Second, let me see, like just give it some 10 different names. So we just create a project. Those projects are where we'll be following up and tracking all our progress on each of those projects in which you have. So for project A, we have a project called Project Ask. Now, on Project Ask, we have like 10 developers working on that team, and they have different processes in which they will be carrying out. So on Project Ask, we just go into the project, create tickets for whoever is working on that particular project. While the person is creating the ticket, assign the task to them, get them started, get them to work, get them to manage their processes in which themselves. So this is the journey which I'll be taking you through. So I'll be showing you a brief demo about it, and I'll be showing it to you basically on the real Jira board. So stay with me. So how do you manage your task efficiently with Jira? So I talked about we creating a Jira project. So I have a project in which I want to work on. Project, let's call it Project Mastermind. So on this project, I want to assign this task to 10. I can't do it alone. So I have 10 people on my team. So the 10 of them are going to have, each of them are going to be having tickets to pick up. Like I'll be giving them tasks to do. How do they go about it? So now this is where Jira comes in. Jira has the template in which what level of project you was in, a business project, a work project, um let me call it different series of project that you can just go in there, chip in. Jira has this template in which it creates that you just go into the project, create those templates, and you get your job started. We go through the workflow, the board, the issues. So we have Jira issues. So issues can create on Jira. We have the epics, the story, the task, the subtask. So for an epic is just a house, a body of the house, and all these issues are being created within a project. So you can't just wake up one morning, get on Jira and say you want to create an issue. No, an issue has to be linked to a project for the project to be moved into in progress, or for the project to get these tickets. We don't want to align those tickets and say, okay, for project ask, I'm having an epic. In my epic, I can have stories, I can have tags, I can have subtags. So every each of these issue types, I just calls out what do you want to do. So basically for epics, under an epic, you can have an epic, and epic contains like stories of like say like 500 stories. Yeah, it depends on what you want to do. But stories are always owned. Like you have to own that story. Nobody can go into that story and use it for you. It has to be done by you. We also have a task. So under a task, you can assign a task to a person. The person go into the task and create subtasks for other people to be used. So I have a task called it project design. On the design, I want the front end guys, I want the back end guys to work. I go in there and create my subtasks for them. To try just do something, create my subtasks for them, get them started with on how to do all this process one after the other. And each of these documentation process has to be tracked with your tickets. We call it tickets or you call it issues. They are strictly Jira tickets or Jira issues. So now, when these tickets are being assigned or given to each of these users, we have where we're going to be managing them. I have 200 tickets. Yeah, I have 200 tickets on my backlog. Person A has come, pick up his task, move the task to a status called to do. So Jira has this task manager, so, status management process where you can have a workflow of moving the ticket from to do, either setting for development, where you're going to talk about what you need to do, think of what you need to do. You've gotten a process, you understand what you want to do. Your tickets from starting for development to in progress. Center for development, you just think about the process. Okay, yeah, I already get the process. Then I'm in progress. Like I've already started the work. Yeah, I'm starting the work already. Yes. Every time, every process in which you have to document each and everything on your tickets. Let your project manager see it or the product manager know that okay, on ticket A, I have started working. This process is if you don't have any documentation on your tickets and you just have it blank, I'll just come in and say, okay, what is person A doing? I don't even know what person is doing. So instead of me to look for that, how to get about that, there's another process in which I can use as the manager. I just go into the board. Each user that I know I assign to that particular project, I create a filter for them. So I have to filter for them to filter on their tickets in their to do, in their block status, or in their transition to done status. So if they are done, like a screenshot or a proof to show me that your task here, you requested for me to do it. Of course, I have done it. Okay, show me a proof. Tell me what you've done. A screenshot, a documentation process. Like my boss will always say, always add screenshots to whatever documentation you are giving to the client. That shows you've completed the job. So with this screenshot, I'll attach a screenshot. It's just a proof of show and tell. So just show me and tell me, okay, yes, I have done it. Now you can't just be going with the word of mouth and say, okay, manager, yes, I've already completed this project. Okay, without me going into the project and confirm in which or whether you have completed that project, why don't you just show it to me here on the ticket? That's where you just have to attach a screenshot or something like a snippet or something just to tell the client, okay, yes, I have done it completely. So where this is where the filtering not coming in. So as a product manager, I just go into the project, create a filter. It's okay if I'll filter on how many ticket does person A has or person just go in there, do person D, create a filter of that person. Say, "Ah, wow, this person still has tickets on so and so places. Why it's long." Reach out to the person. Why is your ticket still much like that? That's how the process being go. So that you can manage your board and know which of the tickets has been transitioned. And there are some places where the project manager has to just come out and say, okay, before you can transition a ticket from in view to done, I have to review it first. The project manager has to accept whatever it is there. So whatever I'm having to push to done, I have to like a proof. If I'm not approving that, okay, this is not what I asked or it is not yet completed, I can easily move it back to in progress or move back to backlog or notify the uh, user of that ticket or the owner of that ticket that so for ticket D you are yet to like complete this ticket. Why don't you just move it or transition it? Complete it when you complete it, put it back in review. I'll review it, then I'll transition it to done. So it's easy to track. We work with Jira board. How to manage Jira board? This board has series of issues. We have like on a Jira board, we can have like hundred of tickets, some on the Jira backlog. So for my migration team, what we usually do is we have an epic. Under that epic, we have series of stories, like series of stories of tasking which we need to do. Once you are picking a story, you know that story is meant for you. You can't give it to somebody else, or else you won't assign that story. So that story has to be completed and finished and managed by you. When it is being done, you have to have like customer to like go in, test their process. Oh, what I have here is this what I have. You transfer the ticket from your backlog to your to do. To do. What do I have to do? I have to run through all the processes, get everything started. Okay, yeah, I'm struggling a bit. You put it in your in progress status. You've already made a move on the ticket. You are still struggling. Yeah, that doesn't mean it of the world. If when your product manager to be able to like come in or your product manager to be able to come in on that particular process, all you have to do is either you leave a comment on your ticket, which they will be notified because we have something we call the reporter and the assignee. The reporter is whoever creates the tickets. I am the reporter. I create the tickets for you. That okay, person D will be migrating users and groups from the Jira server instances to the Jira cloud instance with the use of JCME, which we know that it is Jira Conflict Management tool that we use for migration. So you use the JCMA tool to move it. So now you are struggling with some processes. Probably you need to do some cleanup before migrating. On that ticket, leave a comment on that ticket with a proof showing that this is my blocker, and move that ticket back to blocked. So when I'm seeing the ticket in the blocker department, I'll just come in and say, okay, what's blocking you? I go into the ticket, view the screenshot, and help you out if I can. Or at that moment, help you out to unblock you so you can move your task ahead. So for example, you have a ticket now and you just added the comment in the ticket, you didn't transition it back to the backlog, or you yourself, you know that okay, you are blocked on this status. One, you did not show a proof, you did not add a comment on the ticket. How would the reporter be notified? No. You only know within yourself. That doesn't help management. You have to like carry everyone around, let everyone know that this task you are doing, I am currently blocked. I need someone to just unblock me. How do I unblock myself? So you have to transition that ticket back to blocked. From the block status, the project manager will come in and help out to get you unblocked, or else it doesn't just count in with the time. So now we also have something we call the Jira sprint. So Jira sprint is just a research process. For a sprint, we know okay for a migration. So migration takes like example like let's say 3 months, some take 4 months span. It depends on the resources in which you are migrating. So I have Jira, I have Confluence, Bitbucket, Start. So those tools just and those tools those Jira tickets are using some plugins. So I have PlantCML, I have Miro. Sorry, all those names might sound weird, but I just some of kind of the plugins in which are being used by some users on some of the Jira tickets that we use. So for this process to be achieved, you have to do some total initial process, test the process, and we know this process is going to take, for example, like 3 months. So for those 3 months, we have a sprint. The sprint starts day one and it's going span of 3 months. Yeah, show me. Once that 3 months is elapsed and we can't complete that ticket, those tickets in which you can't complete within that span of the period, the tickets move back to backlog because they'll be going to another new sprint. You have to move them and let your product owner, the scrum master, or the development team, everyone just comes together and plan this process. On the sprint board, when we do sprint planning, basically, we just have to have the whole team on hand, on deck. Like, okay, for the product owner, this is what I will be doing. I want a migration and I want it to be done within 3 months. Scrum Master and development team will come and say 3 months is too small or it is too much. Can we move it to a month? Okay, what needs to be done? We deliberate, we plan, you talk about it, you decide as a team because the sprint cannot be done alone. You just have to have your team carry them along, get them started on what to do. Development team come and say, okay, firstly for immigration, you just have to move users and groups first. Why would I move that? You try to explain why each process is needed. Okay, we put the ticket there in that sprint. Okay, what next needs to be done? What next to be done? What next needs to be done? All these processes comes together and just gives team a superb work at the end of their 3 month span. Now, what you expect to happen and how it is being done, I'll show you the process. So the experimental part, I'll show you a screenshot of everything, then I'll take you to a Jira and how it is being done. So hope everyone is along and I don't have any question yet. Hope I'm not too fast, please. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm not too fast. Okay, so I get everyone is following me. So for the experimental process, now I talked about creating a project. Know the project name, the project type, the settings of the project, all the projects need to be done. Show me everything. I'll show you how to create a project, name your project, what kind of project type you want, the settings. I'll show you how to go about that. So now we have procedure for creating issues. I thought about creating an issue where you have to like make some tickets on priority. Let us know what that ticket is all about, what the project is all about. So when I said when you're creating an issue, it's always created within a project. Now, when you're creating a ticket within a project, it just makes it know that okay, for project demo. So, for example, I have project demo here. For project demo, I'm creating an issue called story. That story is meant for one person. Like, okay, so for me, I will be migrating users and groups strictly. This is what I'll be doing. You put a summary on your ticket here, just indicate what you'll be doing in the summary. So sometimes this task are always being done by the product manager, they tend to like just give a breakdown and just explain, give everything on explicitly on the task. So you just go in, you already know the field in which you'll be called upon to do. And some of those leaders, they just come in, those managers comes in and they already assign those tickets to you. All you just have to do is check your backlog and you get these tickets done. So we can also create epics, we can create tasks, we can managers can also be the one to assign you to a task and what process you feel like you need to be done. And also they have to give a summary of what you need to do. Give a summary, a description. Tell me what I want to do. You can't just create a task for me and just say, okay, get it done. What do I want to get done? Tell me the process. Show me what I want to do. This has to be a show and tell. So whatever it goes on the ticket will be what I'll be doing or the process I'll be going through. So an example of a Jira board, I created my ticket. I have an epic. So I use the Macaroni event for this short demo basically. So here on the board, I have Macaroni event. Yeah. What I need to do, I need to register for the event, get confirmation mail. I register for the event, yes. So after registering for the event, under my epic, yeah, I move the ticket to in progress. Though I got the email, yes. So before the event also, I also was supposed to get an event topic. Like, what topic are you going to be talking about? The moment I got a topic from the event, I transferred my ticket to done. Like I've already gotten the topic. Yes, it is now late for me to like get my slide ready, get the speak deck ready, and be ready for the program. So now I have getting confirmation email. Confirmation email. Okay. I will already start. Have I gotten a confirmation email? It's still in progress because a reminder mail has to be sent a day to the event or on morning so I don't like forget about the event. And before all this, I need to get my slide ready. Getting my slide ready. Okay. I'm not gonna come here and keep talking without a show and tell, a proof of support to show how to go about it. So we go about getting ready for the slide. Yeah, document all my all I've been talking about since, just document everything, add my screenshots where I've made a mistake, try to fix it up. Then I have everything in review. Like I have to review my slides. This reviewing of slide, getting the slide ready. If you notice, they have a different icons. These are it. So under my story, which I created, I call it a slide. Under the story code slide, I create this again. I say, okay, yeah, I need to do this for the event. I need to sort this out and let's get this done. So I create all the start myself and okay, so for documentation process, I put the getting slide ready. I put my review for the slide. I've done I reviewed my slide. I just put it inside for development. I want to do it, but I have not done it. I have completed the slide. Yes. Have you reviewed this? No. So instead for development, okay, so I was just thinking, okay, before the one that okay, I'll pick it up. So I transition it to in progress. If I don't move it to in progress, there's no how I will know if my slide is already ready for presentation. So this is an example of what the Jira board looks like. And lo and behold, each of these tasks has a way of logging time. You can't just come up to your manager and say, "Oh, manager, I worked for 50 hours." Like, what did you do? How did you go about it? What was the process? Talk me through your process. On a Jira ticket, I have task. I created something so a breakdown. I did the run book. I did, show me, show me, show me. Yes, tell me how many hours you did, the work you did. Basically, show me everything. So this is how it goes. So now let me take you to the presentation for how the Jira board looks like. So this is a Jira instance. I need my Jira instance sandbox because I'm trying to like get my certifications. So for ACP sandbox, I have a project. This is how a Jira instance looks like. Yes, if you need one, you can just go to start.atlassian.net. You can get an instance up and ready for yourself as a user. Project option here. Here you can which project you want to create. Uh, project, service deck, work management project. All these are all templates which are created by Atlassian. So you just have to select one of them and template syncs in. And we also have this is where the Jira board comes in. So you can create a project and a bug tracking device. So for a Kanban project, but when I created where I need to like split out, this is what I want for the So now for a scrum is where the scrum masters come in and create the whole board. The whole team, this is about the sprint where the whole team comes in together. We have to work for a period of time and it has to last within that period. So we use a scrum board to like track the board and have a roadmap and board for all those processes. So this is how it is being projected. So I created a Kanban project and I was able to like get this done. Now, on each of these tickets, I go into my Epic here. So I have an epic. I called it so whatever you name your project has to have a project name and a project key. How about I saying it? 'Cause my project name is called Project Demo and the key is PD. That's just an abbreviation and all. So under this, I just created a child issue. Now you see I left it in backlog because I just like have you done it. So now for me, okay, I've already started the process on this ticket. Yes. Why don't I just begin the process? Why am I just there? Because I've already started something there. This is where you call your so is that you be in backlog development in progress or the done status. So because I have already started the process, I move it to in progress. Now, have you registered for the event? Yes. I'll put my ticket in the project. Okay, now I've registered for the event. How many minutes did it take me to like register for the event? It just took me like let's say 3 minutes from I just needed to log in, part of the acceleration committee for Makodi. I just need to log into the instance and just click RSVP myself and get myself started on that ticket. So those 3 minutes in which you used to do that task, have you recorded your time? So now for me, I want to lie to my manager that I used 3 hours. I hope my manager is not listening. So there's something which you can use to track your work. We call it log work. So now we have different apps that does those processes. So I just come to the three dots here. I log my work. So I don't want my manager to think like, oh, she has been working since, and she has to know I have to get my minutes in which I used to work. Okay, how many hours that is? Let's say I use 3 hours. I just add my logbook. I just log the time on this ticket. I save it. Manager comes and check the I'm like, how many hours did this person use? I also check my like, how many hours did you use to do this task? And he just said 3 hours. Not come and meet me, okay, why did you use 3 hours? Show me a proof of what you've done for those 3 hours. Then that's where the discussion comes in and you add different processes in which you do. So now here you can also we have also link different tasks if you to add the web link of what you've done, a link of whatever processes you've done, you attach them. We have where we can attach screenshots, attachments, you attach every file in which you've done, attach it there. Let me see what you've done. Everything comes out under these processes just to show why you use 3 hours for that particular task. Now, when I'm creating an epic, you notice something here that an epic I am the reporter of my task and I assign this task to someone. So if I have somebody else on this particular instance now, I just go to give unassigned. Like who else will I assign? I assign it to somebody else. So you as the person, I'm gonna let come in and say, okay, assign this task to somebody. Don't let it be done. So this is where the managers come in and do this task. So I registered for the event. I used 3 hours. I got my confirmation, maybe how many hours that I use for that. Also, all this process, you can also all the log work you've done for this particular process, everything will be logged under this particular ticket. So now, when you are creating, if you notice for when you are creating epics now, when you create an epic, we have something we call the child issue. Under child issue, what can you do with child issue? I have an epic called Makodi events. I need to create different tasks on it. What that need to be done so that each task. You can create a task, you can create a story, you can create a bug. List whatever you want to do. When you list it, you create it, go into the ticket, get the job done. After an epic, we also can create a story. So let me pick one of my stories in which I created. Okay. So I talked about creating a story for the slide. So this story is basically for me to like foot track my progress. What am I doing? What am I So I just come into the story. I create it. Okay, so within my slide, I've already set for development because now I'm already using it. So I'm just going to tell the manager, okay, yeah, I've started this already. Transfer your ticket from set for development to in progress. Yeah, I've get it started. You've in your slide, have you done it? Yes, it's currently in review. So I just move it to in progress also. So here also you can create subtasks within your story. Create a subtask. There in the other boards, under the epic, you can create a task, a story, and a bug. But under a story, you create a subtask. You own your task, whatever task you are doing. Let your manager know, can I do it? Can I not do it? And you get it started. Now, I have something on mind that calls the roadmap. Roadmap just tells me, what am I doing? For how many weeks? We have an epic now. Under your epic, how many tickets do you have? You have three tickets here. Okay. The first one is in progress, second one is in progress and backlog. Your program manager will come here and come and check the releases and say, okay, what has it get it done? Okay, it has not gotten it done. How long do you want to get it done? What's the process? The roadmap just give you a strictly amount of time of when you want to start and when you'll be ending. That's what we use our roadmap to track. Then on the Kanban board, all the transition of the tickets in which I have done, all the processes, I'll be like, okay, as a manager, I'll just come into the client and say, okay, this is your board, yeah. On this board, you have this in backlog. Okay, I open the ticket, I check the comments. Now you transition this ticket to in progress. Yes, you've registered for the event. Have I approved it? Yes, I have approved it. You transfer your ticket from transition it to done with a confirmation, a screenshot, a proof. Show me, tell me how you did it. You got your slide ready. Okay, with your slide, I'm not ready. I don't think I'm convenient with your slide. It is still missing some bits. I return it back to get it ready. I'm like, okay, what do you want me to be done? Just add a comment on your ticket for the user to get it done, and he or she will get it done. Then you move your ticket from here. Okay, it's already accepted. I liked what I got. So move it back to him. Okay, as the manager, I like what I got. As the user, why did my manager move it? Okay, she needs to get something fixed. I move it to in progress. When I move it to in progress, I'm already getting the job started. Once I'm done, the manager comes in, review this. You also know something in which you can also add a column. There's something we call board column where we can add an extra column here, and the manager just, I want to get this reviewed before you transfer it to done. So I just get, my manager did not put that there. I just get the slide ready. It's done already. Like she comes and say, okay, I've reviewed this, but I don't know if I'm convenient with it. Is it ready? It's not ready. It's ready. Okay, and I say, okay, for your event, you did not tell me before because she did not tell me before. I take it back. So these projects are just moving on dragging of the cards between the boards to make it your documentation process much more easier. It makes you able to track your process, track your work, and of everything just made works much more easier. So using a paper and pen to like create all these tasks now. But what if my manager just comes in and move this Macaroni events to backlog? But like that with a paper and a pen, it's not going to be easier. So this is where Jira comes in, help you manage the process, help you manage the tasks efficiently. So for the hands-on section for this, I believe the session community at Makodi will be organizing a session where we have to like do a pure hands-on. So that's why I'm not going deep depth into the whole practical process. So thank you everyone for listening, and I hope I convinced you to start work with Jira and not using a paper and pen process. Thank you very much for listening. Um, do you have any questions for me? If you have any questions for me, can you drop it on the chats while I respond to that? Thank you. So
Okay,
over to you, Louise.
thank you so much, Angela, for that session. Wow, I believe some people here it's like probably their first time hearing about Jira or knowing more about what Jira does, right? So, so as she said, if you have questions for her, you can drop them on the chat, of course. All and then beside that, after the second speaker comes up, we're going to have a general question and the interaction. It's good that we're not so much, so I believe everyone will be able to talk right then. So once the second speaker is done, we'll have a general question session for everyone, for both Angela and both Carolina. It could be about her session, just anything about what she has said. All right, so I think for now, maybe you can drop any question you have there, or you can still wait till the second speaker is up. So I think we'll write the second speaker right away since we are about time. It's 10:48. So, okay, so Carolina, you can come up now. You just introduce yourself, tell us where you work, what you do, anything you want to let us know about you.
Yeah,
Right.
okay. Hello.
Thank you.
I'm very happy to join you today. I believe, a bit far from you, actually. I'm from Poland in Europe. And nonetheless, I'm still using Atlassian tools in my everyday work. And today, especially after such a great explanation of how you can use Jira to your projects to manage your tasks. I believe I can also help you with explanation how we can protect our Jira instances. I'm a pre-sales engineer in a company which does the backup software, and today I'm gonna tell you in a few words how you can make your data safe. So just let me